So, Master Yoda,
Yes, my Padawan. A question, you may ask.
do you think Ahsoka is ever going to come back to the Jedi Order?
Always in motion. The future is.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are once again reviewing Season 7 of the Clone Wars. Today it's Episode 8, Together Again. This one, judging by the title, I was getting really excited. I'm thinking, oh, is she finally gonna be reunited with Anakin in this one? Well, no. That is still quite some time in the future. There was some interesting story development in this one. Basically, it picks up where we left off last time with Ahsoka and the Martez sisters still imprisoned by the Pike Syndicate, and we found out the Pike Syndicate is not at the top of the stack. They're like, oh, we're going to be getting in trouble for this. It does show some more character development, mostly on the part of the Martez sisters. Ahsoka finally discovers she can't really hide who she is. Her hand was sort of forced, no pun intended, into revealing that she is actually a former Jedi. But it was nice to see the Martez sisters move past their prejudice against the Jedi for what happened to their parents, and they were finally able to trust Ahsoka. The moral of this one was, again, it was a good nugget in the vault of Star Wars wisdom. You can change who you are, but you cannot run from yourself. Some little moments that really stood out to me in this episode were seeing those little Quadraneros creatures hopping around the deck. Seeing Maul again, oh my goodness, and having Crimson Dawn mentioned. Nice little Solo reference there, although Solo is set after this. So that tells me Maul's been in control of Crimson Dawn, or at least had a big old finger in the pie for quite some time now. And we get to find out, here we go, Bo-Katan and a few of these people are the Mandalorians that have been watching Ahsoka, and they finally come forward to ask for her help because they share a common enemy, in this case Maul, because Maul is on Mandalore. This is going to be interesting. Since we left the episode, Ahsoka went with Bo-Katan and the other Mandalorians. Maybe next episode is where we get the Ahsoka versus Maul thing. I'm wondering how they're both going to get out of it alive, because we know that Ahsoka survives, and we know that Maul survives, so I'm wondering, how are they going to break away from this stalemate? That's going to be really interesting to see. My favorite character in this episode was, once again, Ahsoka. I like how she was able to sort of worm her way out of trouble and put the safety of the Martez sisters before herself. Basically, she sent them off on what she intended to be a wild goose chase just to get them off the planet. In the meantime, she found a whole bunch of charges, and she was setting them all over the place to blow the heck out of out of the place. So I'm guessing the Pike Syndicate's going to be in big trouble with Maul for this, but, you know. But Ahsoka's nature of helping where she can, and not just thinking of individuals, but of the big picture at the same time. I like the balance that she's struck in her life. Even though she's still sort of running away from the Jedi, she does not want to meet up with them again. It's like too soon, the wounds are still too fresh. My favorite parts in this episode were, first of all, finding out Maul is heading the Pike Syndicate. I kind of suspected it, and especially was like, what will he do? You know, everybody's afraid of the Sith Lord. And then seeing the hologram and hearing Maul, yep, he's the head honcho, he's the one behind all this. Another favorite part was when Ahsoka's charges went off and all these big explosions. Explosions are always fun to watch, so as Jar Jar would put it, big boomer. And of course, I definitely liked the dogfight during their, mad dash away. And turns out Trace is pretty risky, but she's a very reckless young pilot, but she learns fast. Even Ahsoka thought she was crazy. And you gotta remember, Ahsoka's around Anakin, who's one of the best pilots in the galaxy, so her being impressed by one of Trace's moves is, that's saying something. My favorite lines in this one were, first of all, from the Pike dude talking about Maul. asking about, oh, you know if the Jedi's involved, or he knows. He always knows. He's getting a very interesting voice. And my other favorite line, absolute favorite line in this episode, was from Rafa to Ahsoka saying something to the effect of, "You act like a Jedi, at least the way I want them to be," and that definitely speaks well of her. Now, the scoring for this episode is as follows. Story was pretty good, gets a 9 out of 10. Animation, I found it a little bit off, especially at the texturing on the Quadraneros creatures, and Ahsoka, I know she's a Jedi and she has a lot of force powers, but she looked a little bit weightless during some of her jumps, so that drives it down just a hair to 9.5 out of 10. Other than those two nitpicks, it was flawless. Voice acting, again, it was, I guess I have a few more problems with the script than the actual voice acting, but that gets another 9.5 out of 10. Sound mix, I don't know. For some reason I didn't like it as much as the others. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the mood that I'm in, but that gets an 8.5 out of 10. Characters, Ahsoka was really good. It was nice to see Rafa getting in there and showing she's got a pretty... I liked that kick sequence. That reminded me of the time I took martial arts, but they were pretty good, so they get a 9 out of 10, and that gives this episode an average score of 9.1 out of 10. So there you go. That's been the Clumsy Jedi's review of Together Again in Season 7. I have to say the storylines are moving a little bit slower than I kind of wanted, because I want more Anakin. I want to see more Anakin, more Obi-Wan, heck, more Darth Maul. And I really want to see how Ahsoka sort of reconciles, at least a little bit, with her former master, and see how that goes. And also, apparently we're going to get to see the Siege of Mandalore, which has been talked about for a while. I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know who all is in Bo-Katan's group or whatever, but who knows? Maybe we'll get to see a little bit of Sabine Wren's family, which would be cool. I'm not in a good place mentally right now. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of things that have to be put off, including planning for my wedding, which hurts. But, yeah, it's, the only things keeping me sane right now are my dog, and, of course, you guys, and any form of video chat or live stream. That helps a lot, the human interaction. That's the one way I'm able to connect with people and actually see faces and talk to them. And that's one of the things keeping me sane. If it wasn't for that, I think I'd be losing it on a lot more steady rate than I already am. Today is, of course, Good Friday. And the next video I'm going to be putting up is the Easter live stream. It's going to be an hour later than the other live streams, just so I can have a little bit more time to prepare, I guess, because I haven't really thought of what I'm going to talk about on Easter or what I'm going to do. But I guess that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more family-friendly, positive Star Wars content, go ahead and subscribe. Question of the day. Which part in this episode was your favorite? And what are you most looking forward to in the upcoming episodes of this season? Go ahead and post a comment. So, see everybody again on Sunday. I hope everyone has a good weekend. Sending virtual hugs to everybody, but until then, God bless, stay safe, and may the Force be with you. You don't want to spread negativity. You want to subscribe and click notifications.